Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Happy New Year. So we dove into Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita, and now it is time to focus in on the last character of Mahabharata, which is Parikshit Maharaj. He gets the kingdom, and his story of how he gets cursed and takes the shelter of Sukadeva Goswami, his guru, and he listens to Srimad Bhagavatam. And so we are diving into Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm so excited to be doing this with my kids. My son is really eager to hear. We're just going through translations and then some purports, because we want to go through a canto a month. So first canto all the way to the 12th canto at the end of the year. And a lot of you know about this book and know how wonderful it is. Some of you use it for homeschooling, but I've given it to regular devotees that give Bhagavatam class, and they were so impressed and loved this book so much. It is geared towards children, but it can be used by adults to really, really love these books. There's 6 of them. The first one is a little simpler, and then they get more difficult as you go. So within the first couple chapters of Bhagavatam, there is a little bit of the parampara on it, and I feel like this month is a perfect time to talk with your children about the parampara, because the way the calendar is set up, January, there's actually a lot of appearances and disappearance days of the parampara, the Guru parampara, and like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada's appearance day passed, and his appearance day is coming up, and his disappearance day passed in December. So it's a good time for that, and some of the Goswamis and stuff like that, because their stories are really, really interesting. And I remember as a child looking at the altar and trying to figure out, like, what, looking at Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, and what is his story? I know he's the guru of Prabhupada, but what did he do? He looks so interesting. I really want to know more. And at the time, there weren't like so many books about him, or there was no internet, so I couldn't figure out anything. And then obviously the 6 Goswamis too are really, really, their history of bringing deities and temples to Vrindavan, establishing them, and then the books that they've written. It's just really, really interesting, and it's good for your child to know the history. So on that note, our craft we decided to do was the Guru Parampara. And this is not complete. This is not even done, because what we're going to do is, this is Rupa Goswami, we're going to write what stands out about him to us. And there's not enough room here. This was big because I want to hang this on my wall, and I want it to just, so the kids could just look at it and stare at it. It's really a fun thing. And so that's the middle of it, and I didn't even get to the bottom. But here's the top. I'm not complete at all. So the top is actually Krishna, and then Brahma, Narada, and Vyas, who is also in Mahabharata. He has a role in Mahabharata, but also a role in Bhagavatam too. He writes it, so there's a lot of information. And of course, Madhvacharya is the Acharya of the line. And obviously, this line goes all the way to Srila Prabhupada. I haven't finished, so please forgive me. I hope next time I can be done. So the next craft I was doing is wanted to do an origami lotus because I really, really love lotuses. As you can see, they represent purity. Like in Bhagavatam, it's described that lotus never touch the water. And they also represent the transcendental world. As we all know and we see, Brahma was born on a lotus coming from Vishnu, and a lot of, the deities, they're standing on lotuses. Lotuses are very, very sacred. So here's our origami lotus, and I will post the video in the comments how to make this. This was a lot of fun, and I'm definitely going to do it again because I love how it turned out. And so I wanted to also tie this back into what we're learning, and so I thought about Bhakti Lata Beach, the sprouting of pure love, and some of the stages. This is for a child. So, excuse me, I simplified. Here's the seed, and it's sprouting into this flower. And I simplified the language, like faith, helps sprout this flower, and Vaishnava association, devotional service, just a couple, because my children are young, and I want them to just get a sense of this. And then obviously the flower is prema, Krishna prema, love of God. So yeah, I'm gonna hang it. I sometimes, like as a child, I just love staring at things like pictures and stuff like that. So, and I can see the same thing in my own children. So I'm gonna hang this in their playroom. And then the Guru Parampara I'm going to hang in the living room or the temple room or something like that, so that they can just really absorb it. They do the craft, but then looking at it over and over again, reminds you of it too. So I hope everyone is doing great this year, and wishing you all the best. Hare Krishna.